kind. Rewind. This is Dope Nostalgia.
Hey, listeners, it's time to get back into the saddle here and listen to another brand new episode of Dope Nostalgia. This is episode 274 with me, your host, Naomi. Now, the gentleman I'm having on the show today, this is his second time on Dope Nostalgia. Back in probably the end of 2020, I think it was, for episode 48, this gentleman came on and had an amazing conversation with me. He is one of the king singers of power pop rock, like no one's business. This group from Blue Island outside of Chicago in Illinois were one of the greatest 90s rock bands. They were called Enuff Z'Nuff, and Donnie Vie was their lead singer. He is the special guest today. So I'm going to go back a little bit and give you some more history on Donnie Vie and Enuff Z'Nuff. Wikipedia moment.
Please bear in mind that Wikipedia can be edited by anyone at any time. If I'm reading you the artist's bio, then you know it's information straight from the source.
All right, the info on DonnieVie.com is very short and sweet about Donnie. He is a recording artist from Blue Island, Illinois. He started his career as the singer-songwriter of the Chicago rock band Enuff Z'Nuff, known for its catchy melodies and vocals with a hard rock edge. They are also very Beatlesque, and that's one of the things that I find really fun about them, is their sense of melody is very inspired by the Beatles. After leaving the band to explore a more timeless and organic sound, he is proudly releasing his best and latest solo record, Beautiful Things, on Wicked Cool Records. Now he's got a brand new album deal. We're going to be talking about that. Here's a little more background. This info is from Wikipedia, and it tells us his full name is Donald Edwin Van de Velde. I hope I said that right. And Enuff Z'Nuff and their Atco Records debut spawned the hits Fly High Michelle and New Thing, both of which charted on Billboard's mainstream rock chart. Over their 25-year career, Enuff Z'Nuff has produced a discography of 16 international releases and has played on Late Night with David Letterman. Now, Donnie left the band in 2013. They recently reunited for one night only to be inducted into the Illinois Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, playing a short set together with the original two, Chip and Donnie. And it was such a nice thing to see. You can find it on YouTube. To catch you up on Donnie's solo career, it started in 2003 with the release of his album Just Enough. Now, he did release a version of Beautiful Things that came out in 2019 with supporting music videos Instant Karma and Beautiful Things. Then, in October 2021, he put out a single called Party Time, along with a USB drive compilation of his solo material called the Donnie Vie Collection. And now, he's going to tell you all about what's happening in 2026. Welcome back to Dope Nostalgia, Mr. Donnie Vie. Welcome back, Donnie Vie. Dope Nostalgia, you were here back at the end of 2020.
2020, wow. It's
Yeah.
quite a while ago, yeah.
That was 200
Yeah.
episodes ago. And here we are.
My goodness. It doesn't even feel like, it feels like maybe only like 100 episodes.
Right. But it's great to see you again and learn.
I just had an episode this morning.
Yeah. You've been doing a lot of interviews because you've got a lot going on right now.
I just finished one, and then I had time to take a shower. They got the dirty interview right after I got back from the gym, and then I had time to take a shower, and somehow the thing had drained. So I was like, I can't. So I messaged Mike, hey man, I'm in like a panic. I don't know. I just get like that. I have so bad anxiety and stuff. You know what I mean? So I freak out when something goes wrong.
Oh, I feel that. I get that. But you're all clean. You got a nice shirt on. You're good to go.
I have a shirt on. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's new in your world? I know that since the last time I talked to you, Party Time was released. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I have to be careful when I use the word released. It's like I didn't it's nothing was really released. It's basically all suddenly obtainable. You know what I
Ah,
mean? If you track me down, you come to wherever I'm at, you can get this. You can get the Beautiful Things record or Party Time or you know what I mean? Expectations weren't necessarily very high, but it started out it started out on a bad foot right off the bat, the business end of it
yeah.
with release or trying to release it and stuff. We tried to do a pledge music.
Mm-hmm.
Remember pledge music? Yeah,
Yes.
people were the fans. They would pay in advance, and give you money to make your record, and then you get your money and you made your record, and they get their stuff. They get their CDs and whatever you draw or handwritten lyrics, this and that. So I said, all right, well then we'll do that, and I hadn't made a record in so long, and just got cleaned up and just like reinvigorated in this, and so I went and started making the record. We easily raised our goal, maybe even a little bit more than the goal. We got into making the record, and when it came time to start paying bills and stuff like that, they disappeared. And along with all the money and every artist's money and all the fans' money and everything, they just went out of business. And I'm like, we're gonna try to settle up with you a later date or this. It's like, what the fuck, man? They took so there I'm already like 15, 20 grand into the budget, I mean, I got people like Paul Gilbert and the guy from Jellyfish and all these great guys playing on my stuff, and studio and my co-producer and stuff of staying at his place, and he's billing me for meals and but
Yeah.
so the record ended up getting held hostage for a short period of time until and I'm like, what am I supposed to do? I don't have the money. You see what happened here? You see, looking, and my sister had to come to the rescue and get creative, and we ended up taking this really really not much of a deal. It's something that was offered to me like 3 or 4 times, and I kept telling the guy, no, that's okay, thank you,
Mm-hmm.
thank you. But finally, I was like, well, they agreed to front me all of those CDs to give to all the fans that pledged. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
everybody else is going to be screwed. You know what I mean? But it's been so long. And I love my fans, and I can't do that. And so, I did a deal for that. So I actually made the record, and whatever I made off it went to the fans. And everything
Yeah.
else, it's just been, then COVID hit and everything. There was no way to support it, and plus I don't know. I'm don't know how to network or hustle or grift. I don't have any of that in me, so I don't know how to get out there and sling it and sell my ass.
Mm-hmm.
So I have functional autism. That shit's impossible for me. I can
Mm-hmm.
do shit. I can do shit nobody can do, but I can't do everything that everybody can do. But there's no hope.
Mm-hmm.
There's no labels or anything like that. Indie labels. Those are even uh, don't even know who to get a hold of, you know what I mean? And if there's not doing any numbers, it's like, well, let's see what he's done. The last thing he's done, he sold 300 or something like that, and it just basically ceased to exist, become invisible, and then that's disheartening, and I just stopped doing everything again. I stopped writing. I haven't set up the recording stuff again, and I was just down to playing like couple of shows, maybe 5, 10 shows a year, and then all of a sudden, I contacted little Steven, and
Mm-hmm.
um, and he took me under his wing, and so now the record is finally going to be released and pushed, and give it some love, like the poor record t so badly deserved. That was so terrible. That was so disheartening to make a record like Beautiful Things, which is a great. I don't know if you follow me at all or
Mm-hmm.
if you know what I've done. I've made, 25 records, and if you like one song, you'll like them all pretty much. Just
Mm-hmm.
try to keep the standards high, but just for that record, everything I put into it, and it was like the best thing, and that's exactly who I see myself as an artist. Is that record captures it perfectly, and then just apps, and it just, it doesn't exist. It's there's other things like the deck needs boards to be replaced is more important than that right now. So it's disheartening, you know, and you try to go out and play a show or two, don't even know how to be Donnie V, you know, by the time
Mm.
you start remembering, you know, on your way home and shit. And so, you know, but then little Steven comes along, and then now there's a record deal, and this label, they will operate like an actual real record label, like in the old days. You know what I
Mm.
mean? They have a, you know, this department, that department. They go and plug you and get you airplay, and they go promote you, and they get you out there, and they you know, put out a record. They put out a single. You know what labels put out a single for you? You know, at the level that I'm playing. You know, it's been
Hmm.
since era stuff, since my last major label that things operated this way. You
Right.
know,
Without getting ripped off.
well, it's very liberating, the power of nothing to lose.
Mm.
You know, yeah. I mean, I've I mean, it seems like probably a prerequisite to be in this business is you have to rip me off. Everybody that I've pretty much most of the people that I've worked with have gotten the better of me. You know, I mean, the important ones definitely did, but you know, I have no problem sharing and giving. You know, how much would somebody need? But it's when you're taking stuff is where I have the problem, and lots gets taken.
Yeah.
But
I've-
trying to keep I got good people around me now and people that I think I can trust. I thought I could before, you know, but I think I could trust, and it's a good little circle, and it's small, and I
yeah.
think that those guys seem to be as straight up, and you know, it's like what you see is what you get with me, you know, you either like it or you don't. And to a fault. But with them they seem to be just straight up, and you know, easy to work with them, and it's a pleasure, and you look at the roster of artists that are on their label. It's a big roster, and there's a lot of really fucking cool acts on there that are doing really well. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's like, Jesus, that's like the dream come true for me at this point, you know, because I was all but put a fork in it, you know. So somebody tell the body. You know
I
what I
think
mean?
what'll happen is when you sign with an artist, somebody who's already been through that with the major labels themselves, they've already been screwed over. They know what it's like. So they're trying to provide something that they understand is going to work and not
Well,
fuck you over.
as long as I can going back to work, I don't even care. Rip me off. I don't care. So I sign anything. That's my policy.
Little Steven. Wow. What a classic. Love that guy.
I the last time that I'd hung out with him was back when we were mixing or out there in New York, mixing strength or making animals or something like that. And they would always give me like one of the rooms in the studio to have my get-togethers and stuff. You know, my
Mm.
people come out and listen and crank everything on 10 in the studio, listen to the new shit, and you know, and drink and hold court and be loved. You know, and
Mm.
so but he was among some of them that would come in. I was like, whoa, that's the guy from the Disciples of Soul. That's what I knew him from, his own band. I didn't know him from Springsteen yet because I hadn't really been a big follower of Springsteen, which he's great, but I just, you know, and then oh, he's with Springsteen. Oh, cool. And he looks exactly the same then as he looks now, exactly the same,
Yeah.
like he's kippered. He's
It's
kippered or like a vampire or something.
in
I wish,
Sopranos, all of
yeah,
it.
oh my, he's the only guy they didn't kill. Everybody else got killed but him. So if they do the next Sopranos, he should be the guy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But he was like the chillest dude out of them all, though. Why kill? There's no reason to kill him. He's just straight up. He isn't, you know. He had the chicks and the this and that and this, and he keeps his mouth shut. I mean,
Exactly.
that's how I roll, except for my mouth shut.
Yes, he just towed the line. So it was perfect.
Yeah,
So are you still in Chicago?
I am South Chicago. It's called Blue Island.
Oh, okay. I've
Yeah,
been there since I talked to you. I've been to Chicago 3 times.
really.
And yeah, it was really awesome to go visit the city and check out some blues clubs like Kingston Mines.
What weather did you come in?
It's been shit weather. It's also been summer. The last time I came, you guys had like a big, those bugs called cicadas or whatever.
Oh my God, you came then?
Yeah, yeah. The plane landed
Like the
on the
fucking,
tarmac, and there's a
fucking,
big fucking cicada on the wing, and I'm like, what the hell is that? And then
like
they're
those,
all over the place.
like those fucking, those prehistoric birds and shit flying around in the old days. They're gigantic, like
They're
birds.
loud. Oh,
One of them landed on my buddy's face. It just like, and it was so big. I never seen one that big, and it was on his face, and it was like Jesus Christ. They were everywhere, but it, yeah. I mean, you go to walk the dog, and you're slipping and sliding on the things, and that's just so fucking gross, you know.
and what it
Wear my
happens like once
boots.
every 7 years or some crap like that.
Yeah, and then there's ones that do every 14 years as well. There's like that, and this year it was both of them.
Oh,
And there's them
oh.
so loud, just like
I heard one.
it doesn't chill for like a week and a half, 10 days. And
I
that's what
know.
it sounds like. It's fucking crazy.
I heard one buzz around. I heard it buzzing and I felt it land on the back of my ear and I just screamed and freaked out because you could just hear that buzz.
And
Oh,
you know it's huge. Anything big that makes that buzzy sound and flies around and looks like and you see its face close up, of course that's fucking trauma, something like that land on you. You hear,
nope.
"Ding." It's like it's not supposed to be on you.
Nope. Can't be
But
right.
they deserve to live too, though. They deserve their lives and they're going about their business just like we are, you know.
Yeah.
Their
As long as they're not touching
cicada
me, I'm
business.
good.
I agree with you. I
Now,
agree with you.
now I also speak about Chicago because you recently were inducted into the Chicago Music Hall of Fame.
Oh my goodness.
Tell me
Yeah.
about that experience.
Um, it was a really, really cool thing because I haven't been, you know, Enough's Enough has basically been sort of removed from me, you know. I'm kind of almost been erased from it, which sadly, because that was my whole everything. It was my life and you know, everything I had put into that. But
Mm,
you know, and then as through time and stuff, you know, it's like, you know, I don't want to be the bitchy this and that, but when something keeps happening that's like, oh, you're finding out more things and stuff and they're freaking the fuck out and nothing you can do about it, you know,
mhm.
but so it just got to the point where, you know, I got to cut this shit loose. It's driving me crazy. There's nothing, the ends don't justify the means, you know what I mean? And that is what it is. And I don't want to do that anyway. And so, what was I saying? What did I talk about? Oh, so it was like to find that out, you know, but the way I found out, listen to this, is a buddy of mine messaged me to congratulate me. I'm like, for what? He goes, dude, you guys are getting inducted into the Illinois Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And I'm like, really? That's really, and I sent me the link, right? There was a little article about it, and it's a picture of the current lineup of an Us Enough. Chip tried to fucking do the thing without me. It's fucking
Wow.
crazy. But that's what he doesn't. You know, it's his thing now. He considers that his band. It's all his now, and I have no choice but to agree with him. It's your band now. You know, it's not Enough's Enough that I was a part of or anything, but to just like try to do that. You know what I mean? And not include me, and then you know, it's like no disrespect to his band, his lineup and stuff, but those nobody knows those guys is Enough's Enough. You know, we have guys here in town that have part of the history of the band. You know, that are great players, and so that
Mm,
was what you know. Let's get these, and at least got Alex Kane. He was before Derek. He was the guitar player, so he came down.
mm.
Thank goodness, you know. And the other guys were kind of. Trying to steal the show, which
Wow.
was that's the only thing that kind of you know irked me about the band was because these guys are up there trying to steal the show, you know, and it's like I haven't played as Enough's Enough in since 2012 or 2013, you know. I haven't been saying as Enough's Enough, and
Mhm.
which was it was sort of exciting for me because I hadn't done it, and I get it, you know, and I get a chance to be the singer from Enough's Enough again one more time, and I figure, okay, so it was bittersweet, and I was kind of able to put a closure to it because it is by doing that, it absolutely wasn't Enuff Z'Nuff. That, it wasn't my Enuff Z'Nuff. It wasn't that band. It's a whole different thing now. It feels different. It looks different. He's not comfortable sliding back over to the co-pilot seat. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And I'm not comfortable with him not being comfortable. And it's like, so I'm the bad guy because I'm there. You know what I mean? Almost. So the only thing I could do, to try to shine a little bit is I wore all white.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on a white suit. But it was great, and we played the two hits, and it was a great audience, and it's there's the trophy.
Yeah.
See there, and I almost didn't get that. Tried to snatch that.
Well,
I guess I
didn't
shouldn't be
each of you
telling
get
these
one?
stories. No, there was one. There was one that night.
Oh,
Yeah, and so it's like, where's the thing? It's like, I'm not going to go and tell the rest of the story, but I got it.
good for
I
you.
got it. So you get the second one, motherfucker.
They should have made more. Just for the
You would
OGs,
think,
for the OGs, right?
I don't even care
Exactly.
about the thing. You know what I mean? It's the principle of what I mean? It's basically like the only thing I have of my whole career. Is that thing. I don't have any of my records. I don't have any of the things on the walls or all of that stuff like that. It's just, I've
Well,
never been. Hmm?
the principle of it is that award wouldn't be happening if it weren't for you being in the band in the first place,
That's what I thought.
right?
That's what I thought. Yeah. I mean, you got, I mean, if even if I was just the singer, you know what I mean?
Mm.
That's like what's the first thing you hear when you hear a band and that hooks you is the singer, and the melody. If I was just a singer, I think that's pretty heavy piece of that band right there. But I also wrote all the songs,
Yeah.
and all the buffoonery. I get all the buffoonery as well, So
Mm.
that's three jobs. Producing all this and that, then to just be but it would still, everything would be not even a deal, not an ordeal whatsoever, if it just would have just not used the same name,
Right.
and continue on making new records as that name when we had this legacy to this point, you know what I mean? Which was, it was all really great stuff, and it kept evolving, getting better and better and better. And then all of a sudden now you go and open your Snickers wrapper, and inside there's a cat turd instead. No, I'm just kidding. His records, his last one, his bands are strong,
Hmm.
so they're strong players, and they're powerful, and he's definitely got good songs to play. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? It's just that I guess if I didn't know him, it's hard for me to listen to it without knowing him. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and I know him so well. I mean, I can, it's Chips enough, but I wish he would have called with that. But here I go. I promise that I wasn't. Maybe you could edit this, put this in Chat GPT, this interview, because I put all my text and emails and everything through that now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
Even
have to.
videos?
I
I don't
have
know. In
videos.
audio.
I haven't tried it yet, but you
Oh.
can be the first.
Why do you want do you want to edit something out?
I don't want to come off like I'm sitting here bagging,
Right.
bagging on somebody all day. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I'm just telling the stories. I'm answering the questions, and if somebody didn't like hearing it, they shouldn't have done it. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Or as far as I'm concerned, so I own all of my shit. I definitely own it. Have I done this? Have I done that? Did I do this? Probably, allegedly.
Well, I know what I could do is I could send you this section of it and you can tell me what you want me to edit out.
You just play whatever you want. I'm just kidding.
I
What
just
does
want you
that?
to
It
be
doesn't
happy.
matter. Nothing to lose. It's liberating. No,
But yeah.
like I said, that's bittersweet. That's kind of a door now that I was able to kind of close, which
Hmm.
which I hadn't been able to yet. It's still like unfinished business, but
Hmm.
now it's like there's no business. He couldn't afford me from what they're doing, and out there the shows and the tours that they're doing. He's probably, I don't know whether his guys are not making very very much. You know what I mean? And then just for me, I I'm my own. I make their band makes, on some nights. So he
Yeah.
can't afford me. I'm not going out there for nothing because I can't even stand it. So that's definitely not going out there for free. But so that's cool, I'd say. And he doesn't fit for what I'm doing, and he hasn't for a long time, it's artistically, we're two different planets. So,
Hmm.
it's everything's for the better. Just add diet, enough's enough, or enough's enough too, or chips enough, or something like that.
Yeah. Chips enough.
Don't erase me. He
No,
considers
because
say he's put as many records out, I think, now without me as there was with me. So it considers, all right, well, now it's all even the score. Now it's more me than it was him.
it was a place in time
Hmm.
and it should be celebrated and not erased. And you guys don't work together anymore musically. So good. Move on and do what you do and everybody be happy, right?
I would, a lot of the fans, they get divided and stuff, but a lot of the fans, I feel like they've got shortchanged big time. They were the best fans, Enough's Enough fans,
Yeah.
if anybody read any of the fan boards, all it says is, I wish you guys would, wish you guys would get back together or do something together again. And I would have no problem with that if things were done right,
Mm-hmm.
and everything was up and up and did something right for the sake of the fans and for if there was a reason and everything, what I mean?
Yeah.
I would have no problem doing that, it's just like some one-offs here and there, but that's nobody else does.
I see
What
the
do
same
you,
thing in like Bon Jovi forums of getting Richie back in the band, you know?
well, see, with me, it's like when they say, you wish you would get Chip back, and I'm like, oh, first of all, exactly what am I missing? I know the bass is amazing bass, but what else am I missing by not having him? I like to know where I'm coming up short, that because it's like, why don't you go back with your ex-wife? I thought you guys looked good together, Why don't you get back with her? It's like the same thing, we're completely, it's absolutely no point, I mean,
Yeah.
we wrote some catchy stuff together. If he had a cool little idea or something, I'd go rip with it. And I like doing that. I like collaborating. It's
Mm-hmm.
fun to come up with stuff that I didn't just another thing that I just had to think of all myself.
But that's the thing
It's
now.
lonely. It's lonely.
But now
I
you got
never,
new music and a new label, so why go backwards?
oh no, of course not. That's why I said you need to put me into Chat GPT. I have no idea.
Mhm.
I think you've become a therapist today.
Hey, that's new for me. That's true though. Like Plain Jane, I think that you've had that. Is this another one of those instances where Plain Jane's a song that's been there for a while, but now it's going to get to see the light of day?
It was on the It's a Beautiful Things record.
Yeah.
That like I made that record and like I said, after the pledge and everything like that, those fans that pledged for it got it and a few other people got it and
Hmm.
that's it. There's no more were in existence. So
Yeah.
it basically really didn't really exist, and then I just had a flash drive that has all my catalog on it. I started just selling that just from online from my social media and stuff like that. And that's nothing. That's just pennies trickling.
Right.
So for this, that's I I had every intentions. There was no question in my mind of what I was asking them to release. What
Hmm.
record I wanted them to take. Definitely that record because otherwise there's no point in me. I don't have another one made. I have another one demo that's great. But I didn't think that they'd ever get any farther than that. But now that seed is planted again and make another record. So that's exciting to do.
So what can we look
Turn some
forward to
shit back
now?
on.
With this release? And is there a time that it's coming out yet? Do we know what do we know so far?
Well, Plain Jane just they just released that as a single. Matter of fact, it's a vinyl single. You can get it on vinyl 45. It's even got the big hole. You got to get the little thing that stick in there, or you can't play
Yeah,
it. And
nice.
they just released that, like I was saying, singles. And then the next one is going to be Beautiful Things, the song Beautiful Things. It's the title cut from the record, which is like ecstatic that they're released that one. And because if people like Plain Jane,
Oh, it's a
they'll
great
freak
song.
out to Beautiful Things because that's all so colorful and it's like a journey, with Paul Gilbert on it and
Yeah.
Jellyfish Guy and it's like it's magical. That song came together magically, for me. Not like, I'm gonna consider myself like this is the greatest thing in the world. Just for me in my little bubble, my world. It's just magical. And so people get to hear that. And then they're gonna release the record, the whole record in May, I think towards the end of May. And then another one single of I Could Save the World, which is which I that's the first song I wrote for that record. That's the first song that came to me. And I think it's a super, super strong song. And I'm really happy about all that shit.
Yeah.
It's like I opened a genie bottle.
Rise and face the new day, little girl. Fly that middle finger at the world. Those other guys not looking your way. I look in your eyes and everything is okay. Oh yeah, plain Jane. You've been coming and going through my brain. Feel the sun in your palm, me like rain. Baby, I could lose myself for a while. The sparkle in your eyes, my friend.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Hello, listeners. It has been such an experience doing this show for the last 5+ years, but it gets expensive. If you didn't know, there's a lot of costs that go into making a podcast. That's why we have our Patreon page, patreon.com/dope nostalgia. That's where you can go and subscribe, get all the extra details, bonus videos, and early podcast release for as little as $1 a month. Please subscribe today and help support one of your favorite podcasts.
Hi, this is John Garabedian, the crazy Armenian, and you're listening to a Dope Nostalgia podcast. Woohoo!
Welcome to Top Track. I'm Miracle Matt Tessier.
And I'm the paranoid android Andrew Mull.
Top Track is a weekly show that deliberates and celebrates the greatest albums in rock history.
But this is no normal album review show. We take the entire track list to determine the top track of the albums we review.
Listeners like Top Track because there's insightful commentary between two esteemed music scholars. This is quintessential Zappa, changing from Aeolian to Lydian modes at the 220 mark.
Just below the Depeche Mode.
Right.
Do you remember when you first saw your name in the Yellow Pages, how awesome it was? Nobody?
Not other stuff going on.
Is there a fifth Canadian artist?
I don't know.
Alanis Morissette? Is she Canadian?
Oh, she is Canadian.
So check out Top Track on all your podcast platforms. Every single last one of them.
Hey, Joey, I got some stuff you just gotta try. What is it? Pot. You know, marijuana. Oh, well, I don't know. What are you, chicken?
Joey's in a jam. What should he do? Kate.
Get a teacher.
Excellent. Get a pizza.
Get real.
Get out of there.
You got it. Let's see if Joey's that smart.
I'm not chicken. You're a turkey.
He's right. Drug dealers are dorks. Don't even talk to them. Cowabunga!
It's finally coming to fruition like the way it should, right?
Well, no expectations.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't pay attention. I don't want to see or know. I don't want to be following. And no expectations because hope is dangerous. You know what I mean? Every time I've fired up the hope dope, you get let down. and after you get let down enough times, and then when you're old like me, I'm an old man, I'm a grumpy old man, and then you get joyless and
Jeez.
probably no fun to be around.
But that
But
way
you
you can be
can't do that.
pleasantly surprised if it goes very well.
You
There you
can't
go.
you can't let yourself turn into a grumpy old man or turn into an old man whatsoever if you're going to do this, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because it takes a lot to because the next step would obviously be get out and support it and start playing shows now. And like I said, I play like 10 shows a year. I have two or three shows in the end of April that were booked a long time ago with a band called Zebra.
Hmm.
Great band, really. Who's behind the door? Yeah, I love those guys. But going playing some shows, those are out in California. I'm not exactly sure the details, but after that, there hadn't been anything for the last 6 months,
Hmm.
or at least 4 months. And so when you start booking shows for the future, I imagine that the needle would be moving a little bit more than that, there should be some value in it, and be able to put some numbers in the places, then that's all that matters. That's all people really give a shit about. The promoters and venues is we'll put people in here. They don't care how great you are, you know.
Yep.
I
Money.
have had venues though that I couldn't draw flies, but that the guy put me just because he loved me so much he wanted to see a show. I've done a few of those. It's fun and I appreciate that, but it's you know kind of feel hoard out.
Oh, have you ever done a
Yeah,
cruise?
yeah.
Yeah.
The Hard Rock, whatever it was, cruise. I did one of those. And I just went on a cruise with my buddies
Yeah?
last year, and it was like what's the most peace of mind I had since jail.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really cool. A really good bunch of guys. We're like the bucket list guys because everybody's got little health issues and stuff, and it's like you get away from women, get away from this, get away, just be the guys
Yeah.
and not give a shit about not have to be attentive to anything. Your phone don't even work out there.
It's true.
Yeah, but the I think my label, Wicked Cool Records, I think they have too a cruise with with all of their artists and other bands and stuff. But I wasn't in time to make this one that they're doing, and I'm really really jealous. But I'm too new.
Hmm.
Next year, the next cruise, I'll be on that one.
It's kind of neat to be on a ship with all the fans. So you're playing sets for them, and then you get that feedback from them because you're with them for a few days, right?
Well, the thing is with that is the last time when I did one of those, I still drank. So when you drink, it's real easy. Drinking is a good tool for socializing, you
Hmm.
know, and in giving all of those fans a little bit of time, like some of them even more time and running into them again and this and that. But when you're not drinking and everybody else is drinking, you know what that's like, and so
Yeah.
that then it is actually a job, and there wasn't a minute really where I was walking around in that boating where there wasn't somebody paying attention to me, but like I said, if I was drinking, that was great, but lately that's not the big thing anymore. Their bands aren't partying or aren't drinking, it's all old men. It's boring after concerts backstage, there's just nothing going on. Guys
Right.
reading a book. No, but that would be interesting just to see how that goes. I got pretty bad anxiety, but
Mm.
it's once you get in the role, it's all about what's the alternative? Nobody giving a shit about you,
Mm.
So I'd rather have people give a shit and just give my time.
I want to ask you some silly questions
Mm.
because those are fun and just some nostalgic stuff. Do you remember Columbia House?
I still owe them money. Up until not that doesn't seem like that long ago that I was still getting something from in the mail.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did they go out of business? Because I don't
Oh
think I've
yeah.
gotten anything anymore. They probably went to collections.
Oh yeah,
They
that was
probably
not
did.
sustainable. Because how many people actually paid for the CDs they were supposed to buy? Probably not. Most people I talked to, nope.
I know two people that did.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that either. But I mean, why would you even bother ordering that from them? You know, if you're gonna, because actually the prices were more than if you would buy them
Oh yeah.
but I couldn't afford records. I didn't have any money when I was a kid. I didn't have anything, you know. And
Hmm.
so I had a tape recorder that I would tape record my friends' records stuff. You know, you push the two buttons and it's got the built-in mic and stuff. I would
Yep.
tape record my friends' records, and that's what I had. And my uncles, I would go over to their on Christmas or something, and I would tape all of their Beatle records. That's what I did when I was a kid, and
Wow.
that was my thing. That's how I learned and everything I know how to do. It's how I cut my teeth and listen to music, you know, as a kid.
That's smart. You know,
But
you
it's
and
got to
getting them
do what you
from
got to do. I couldn't imagine not being able to listen to it, you know.
we would also do that with stuff from the library
Oh,
because you could take out albums there.
that's another one. No, I didn't check out albums then, but because the albums were lame. Jack and the Beanstalk, shit like that. No, but there were a couple books that there was one book that they said I didn't return, but I know I returned it. I haven't been to the library in, geez, I don't know how long. Yeah,
Hmm.
they got movies and stuff there, but nobody watches those anymore either. You got all the streaming channels.
It's true. That's so true.
I'm just a fountain of information to just spouting off
That's good.
ADHD today. Yeah.
Now, you couldn't afford buying the records at the time, but now do you have a vinyl collection?
I don't.
No?
I don't have my records.
Wow.
I really don't. I have Beautiful Things. I
Hmm.
have what else do I got? I got the Beautiful Things single, and I do have a one collection of it was with Enuff Z'Nuff catalog got re-released reissues on Cleopatra Records, and
Okay.
except for the very first two, all the ones that I was on, they all got re-released. So for some reason, I wonder why the next ones weren't re-released. How come those ones weren't you know requested? You know, it's like just in any case.
Hmm. Yeah.
So they got all reissued, and I asked them, could you at least send me a copy of everything? So I got one box that's got a copy of all of those records in there.
That's
So that's it.
awesome to have.
That's what I got. That and what you see.
Yeah. What were your
I
favorite no, sorry, go ahead.
no, I'll just say I've had enough of me. You know what I mean? I don't like the sound. I don't want to hear my voice. I don't want to see the name. Nothing. So I've had enough of me. So I'm good.
What else are you listening to that's not, you know, what would we be surprised that you listen to?
I I hear a lot of music at the gym. I play music in the car and going to the gym, stuff like that. I don't specifically sit down to listen to music and have a playlist or anything like that, but through TikToks and things like that and Google's what I've ran across a lot of them those female artists and stuff that are out there have do the hip hop or pop or whatever they call it. It's like a lot of them are very similar to me. You know what I
Mm.
mean? I can't really tell, but that's because I'm grandpa now, you know. In my day, guys all sound the same, you know what I mean? But like Chapel Roan, I
Mhm.
think is really great and great songwriting and I just think she's great. I like what she stands for and stuff.
Mhm.
Youngblood.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm cheesy for liking Youngblood or not. Was that boy band or
He's
whatever? But
hot right now.
oh,
Like,
I think he's fucking awesome. And what he stands for too. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I, I mean, I'm not a big activist or anything like that. I basically try to just stick to where I'm at. But I think that these days, you know, everybody needs be a little bit of activist or, as you know what I mean? I don't even want to say anything. You never know who you're talking to. You look like
Shit's crazy.
you look like a trumper with your white headphones.
No.
I'm just
A,
kidding.
I'm Canadian. So we're not fans right now. At least I'm definitely not.
You
So,
think? You think? The white man.
oh, I guess
Now,
that's all we have to say about that. But yeah,
yeah,
no.
there's everybody else is saying everything there is about that, you know what I mean? So
Mhm.
This is one thing that you stick to the music. People, no matter what happens, people still need music.
It's
You
true.
know, and AI, you can make now you have AI artists, you have AI songs, and my nephew just wrote a song in 5 minutes the other day. It's like my sister put in a few topics and this and that, and here's your song. I'm listening to it. It goes, that's a much better song than a lot of guys that I know artists can write. But you know what the thing is about that is it music and art is emotion, and that thing doesn't have emotion and it doesn't feel, and so it can't connect.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It won't connect, and so like I can connect. You know, I sing things empathy or whatever. It's connecting. It's real and it's to your soul. Sing it to your soul and to the other people in the dark. You know,
It lacks the warmth
it just
of
doesn't
something that
connect,
really came
right?
from a heart. Yeah.
It can't feel.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe now at the time it can't feel. Who knows what they'll have? But I just once they got it to the point of where can do everything we can do, then what's the difference between it and us? Then
It can
they'll eliminate us then.
it can be a useful tool when used in an appropriate way, right?
It's
Not for
great. It's
straight out
great.
plagiarism and all that.
No, for my texts and my emails and
Mhm.
different things, and I'm going to try it with videos and interviews now. AI Chat GPT is the ticket. I mean, everyone's so glad that I discovered it.
Yeah. It took me a while to get on board, but then I started playing with it to do like, just graphics and stuff for the podcast. And I thought, oh,
Oh,
this is nice.
that's way too. I wouldn't even think of attempting anything like that. Just I'm happy with the thing. I copy and paste what I just said, and I put it in there, and I can how much of an idiot I don't want to be. You know, there's different levels, and so that's one thing that what gets me. You know, about guys that are do is it freaks me out, and I just feel like such an idiot. It's like even like Little Steven or something like that. The guy, my message will be even through Chat GPT will be like, a whole page, and I just meant to say this little thing, and somehow it's still like this big, and trying to paint a crystal clear picture, and he'll have like one sentence, and it says it all, and it's like, and it just kicked I just feel like such a fucking idiot, and I'm thinking he probably thinks I'm such a fucking idiot. My
Gonna
long
summarize
essay,
this.
even when I tried to, so through Chat GPT I can get it down to that size, but it's not saying the things that I want to say.
Mhm. What's on your rider? If you have a rider, what would you want on there?
Oh, I really hadn't gave a shit anymore. I don't eat the lunch meat, never eat the deli trays. The veggies and fruit are good because I bring the juicer. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So those don't get wasted. They usually got a cigarette butt in it and stuff, and they're just taken, and there's, somebody maybe grabbed it, took a bite, threw it back on there. Nobody eats those, so not that. But
Mhm.
I don't know, new white socks, some new white socks, a vape, one of my vapes,
Yeah,
water, tea, you know,
good
no green,
stuff.
no green M&Ms,
No.
nothing fancy, something to eat,
What do you
pizza.
t what do you take for your voice with your say if you had a cold and you had a show to do, what would you do to prep for a show vocally?
Um, I make cut up fresh ginger, like a big knuckle of it, cut it all up into little tiny pieces, and then cut up a bunch of lemons, like 6 lemons or whatever, put in a big pot, and just simmer that shit all day long and just keep sipping it like a brew. And as you take a cup, put another cup of water in there so it can keep going, and it'll
Yeah.
cure whatever ails you, all different kinds of viruses and bugs and stuff. And
Hmm.
I've used it for when my foot hurt.
Yeah.
Yes, using that. Yeah, I swear by it. But either that or nothing works. You just gotta pray to the pipes angels for the night. Get me. Well, I'm like pizza. Even if I suck, I'm still okay. Is that your cat?
Yeah. I have
Oh,
there
I thought it was mine in the back because I have two that look exactly like that.
how he ended up here, I don't know, but
Hmm.
there he is. He's him and his sister.
At least
have
it's
been
not
wandering
mine
around.
mine didn't end up over. I was like, whoa,
They
AI.
they want to be part of every interview, so I just let them wander around, and it's good. So
I think if there's one right in the other room, I'd go get them, but I don't feel like it. Looks just like them, though. I get two that look like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
little ginger guy. He's great.
I had all gingers, pure ginger, he was great. His name was Jimmy, but my
Aw.
sister was watching him for me when I was on the road, and I guess a bird of prey came and took him.
Holy shit.
I don't know if I necessarily believe that, but that's just the most horrible thing I can think of. Poor Jimmy.
Poor Jimmy.
Eagle or something flying off of Jimmy.
Aw. Well, we should probably wrap it up on a positive note.
Definitely.
So what goals lie ahead for the rest of this year?
Just go back to work.
Yeah.
Try to get just a few health issues that I got going on and try to get those under control. I got some nerve problems with my hands, and it's a genetic thing, so that if my hands are cold, I can't even play the guitar or piano or anything like that, or even simple hand movements. I lose the strength, and so I got to get that. Definitely, I'm screwed. I can't fucking play the guitar or piano. I'm a whole different guy. But shit like that, I got it. Other than that, my feelings get hurt once in a while, but except from that, I'm in pretty good shape.
I'm glad to hear this.
I just want to work. Yeah, just get back to work, man. I'm sorry for interrupting you.
Oh no, you're good. This is about you, and I'm very excited to. Hopefully, maybe you'll come to some Canada shows eventually. Hey.
Unfortunately, I'm not allowed in Canada currently, but I really need to work on that because I have a lot of fans there, and I love Canada, and I really would hate to lose that option, But you guys are sticklers, it's nitpicking. Talk about nitpicking. I won't go into it, but
no, it's true. It's kind of weird because like pot's legal, but if you have a pot conviction, you can't cross the border to Canada.
Yeah, I got a little more than that.
Just for an example.
I even have problems with Canada.
Oh.
So I won't go into it, but maybe I can get that cleared up now maybe it's be easier for my American ass to come into Canada.
One day. For sure.
Yeah. I'm just playing shows. I'm just gonna play some shows.
Yeah.
I'll get right the fuck back out. Just let me play a few shows. I won't get any codeine. I don't want any of that stuff. I'm not looking for anything.
Well, I'm so glad you spent the time today to speak with me, and I know your time is valuable, so thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Definitely my pleasure. I hope it came out okay. I can't see what if I look retarded.
It's great.
Thank you so much, and you have a wonderful evening.
And I'll tag you and everything when this comes out.
Okay. Thank you.
Take care.
Have a good one. Bye-bye.
If your heart can't hear the music, come shake your tambourine. We'll be out there getting stupid in the tie-dye limousine. We could build something together that makes a million smiles.
You can follow Dope Nostalgia on Instagram at dope_nostalgia and YouTube at Dope Nostalgia Podcast. Call and leave a message on our voicemail toll free. The number is 1-888-741-9192.
This podcast is licensed by SOCAN because we believe that artists should be paid for their work. Hey friends. I kind of miss getting those messages on my answering machine like we used to back in the day. What I'd really love is to hear from you, the listeners of Dope Nostalgia. This is your chance to be on the show, giving feedback, telling us what you love, what you hate, and who you'd like to see more of. Call us at our new toll-free number, 1-888-741-9192. Leave us some feedback. Your message could be played on the show. So give us a call, 1-888-741-9192. Toll free.